let's take a look at how to do selections. Interactive selections, select by attribute, and select by location. Now, before you start with any kind of selection, you want to make sure that you only capture the features that you want. If you have several layers on in your project, you want to make sure you can control which layers are included during your selection process. If you're looking at the screen right now, you see that I have the Baltimore City Fire Stations, the Baltimore City Hospitals, and Baltimore EMS calls all turned on. In this case, if I wanted to do an interactive selection and only capture the hospitals, I would go up and grab my interactive select tool. Let's say I grab my rectangle, and I draw a rectangle around the areas of interest. But what you'll notice is that the areas and the features that I want to select are not selected. Instead, the Baltimore City boundary is selected. Why is that? Well, the reason for that can be found on the List by Selection icon here at the top of your table of contents. If you open that up, what you'll notice is that the Baltimore City Medic Units, the Baltimore City Fire Stations, and the underlying layers are all turned on for selection. EMS calls, hospitals, are not in the selection process. You want to make sure that when you're doing an interactive selection, only the features that you want to include in your selection are turned on. And you can do that from the List by Selection icon here above the table of contents. In this case, if I only wanted to capture my hospitals, then I would make sure that only my hospitals were turned on in the Selection tab. Now, when I go to do an interactive selection, using my interactive select tool, you'll see that only my hospitals are included or returned in the selection. Another way that you can limit what is included in the selection process is to right mouse click on a layer and under the selection menu, select Make this the only selectable layer. In this case, only my Baltimore EMS calls will be selected. So if I draw an area of interest, you'll notice that the firehouse is not included. I'll clear that selection and draw in another area, and you'll see that only the calls are selected. The firehouse and the hospitals are not included as selectable items or as selected items.